Okay, what is up? Good evening, everybody. My name is Steven. I am grateful to be here as always. And I just came here to read some notes and a script I wrote up for a video the other night. I'm not going to reread through it because then I'll rewrite it and correct it and it'll take forever. So, um, yeah, apologize if it's a little rambly, but I hope it's meaningful, received well. So, before too much time passed, I wanted to record another video again. I'm going to take a break from the DBT stuff today and I'm going to talk about hope. Hope is, by definition at least, a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. The archaic meaning definition is a feeling of trust. I think both of those together kind of scratch the surface of what hope is. And each person that hears this, you have your own subjective definition and experience surrounding hope. So I'd be curious if anyone wanted to reach out and talk about that. What does hope mean to you? But for a large part of my life, I was, how do I say this? Mentally unwell. I didn't care about life or living. I was in a very unhealthy relationship with myself. I was at war with myself. I was depressed. I often thought of not being alive anymore. I was lost and empty. That's the simple way to put it. I felt caged in my mind, unable to connect and express myself in meaningful ways. I held no solid identity. I felt broken and unwell. It was indescribably hellish. Anxiety, panic, feeling alone, hopeless, unfulfilled. Crawling in my skin, to steal a song title. Music, while we're on the subject, helped me to express and cope. Also, drugs, pornography, relationships, anything I could find to distract myself from myself. Now, I'm glazing over a lot, but prison, rehab, multiple overdoses, and so much more. So, when a series of events led me into a different state of mind and being, I was able to not only quit using drugs, but I was also thriving and excelling for the first time in my life. I realized my state of being, either regulated or dysregulated, and my thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions were the key to shifting my reality and mind state from one of stress, hatred, fear, chaos, and suffering to being focused on beauty, growth, change, love, honor, and hope. Finding my true self and accepting that, all the parts, good, bad, all of them. To find love, what does that mean? Unconditional love. Along with hope, that's a very deep, meaningful word. And I think a lot of times it goes misunderstood, misrepresented, and misused. Around this point in time, I decided I would not stop trying. I would not give up no matter what. I became desperate to figure out how and why this happened exactly. What changed? Why now did I finally find some peace and some answers? And so I began to change and analyze my behavior, my thinking patterns, the way I interacted with people, my routines, my spiritual practices, who and what I was, who and what consciousness is, what is out there, what more is there to life. And that's my goal here today. And doing other things is to find answers and to bring this out and make it manageable and usable for others as well. I had to figure out how to help myself, my daughter, and anyone else who felt as worthless as I did. So I went to it. I was on fire. So when I started to fall back into those old holes of anxiety and depression, spending hours a day scrolling YouTube or watching TV, once again I was acting against the views and beliefs I hold and feeling out of control again. So my last few weeks have been spent finding myself again and realizing sometimes the storms are necessary. Also realizing I have tools now. I don't have to lose myself in depression. I can be okay sitting with uncomfortable feelings. I know I have the power to win. Just want to freestyle a little bit off of that. A question. What would a hope-filled life look like for you? What things are turning you away from that path or holding you back from that? What resources and tools do you have available? And I'll make a side note here that the mind and the imagination and the heart, the emotions, are extremely powerful tools. Unfortunately, when we find ourselves in dysregulated situations, especially when we have given our control and out of fear created constructs to distract us or help us survive in the world, it's more difficult to get in touch with the self. It's more difficult to find the balance and use these tools effectively for yourself. And so when you're dysregulated and you have this construct of fear around you, those tools are being used against you. Your emotions and the experiences they tie to are tainted by the mind and the imagination into creating this whole alternate view of reality where we are the victim, where we have been wronged, where we are broken and hurt. And so I'm here today to say that that does not have to be reality. If you are feeling worthless and broken right now, I want you to know that no matter the circumstances, that veil of fear can be lifted. Love can always come in. We can always turn away from fear and hatred and back to love. We can always go on that journey to discover what love truly looks like. What is unconditional love? Pretty deep stuff. So I'm going to leave with that. I appreciate you listening to me talk. I truly, truly love and respect y'all. I really appreciate y'all. And I will be recording some videos here in the future, kind of going more towards self-hypnosis and also a little bit of CBT and hypnosis mixed together. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. And we're going to see where this thing goes. So I love y'all. Peace. Have a good night.